I still got a little bit of light left. Got a couple things done today. I wasn't able to make my offer like I wanted to, so I'm going to have to revisit that tomorrow. I'm dealing with an LLC, and I really wanted to get into um, the next reading, but life has a way of showing up, and I just wanted to share, especially this calls more like for men, but it is about females as well. But I had something on my heart, and I wanted to share it. And I remember recently that I was looking at a video called "Why Do Mothers Hate Their Sons?" So the reason why that video resonated so deeply with me was because the relationship that I had with my mom's was not a good one. And so it caused me a lot of issues in terms of how to conduct myself, how to view the world, how to socialize effectively outside of the family home. Uh, it caused issues in terms of boundaries, to know how to not allow someone to treat you in a way where people only treat you how you allow them to. And I had to find out over a long period of time that sometimes it's wise to be alone. You know, you just got to be by yourself and have just a very, very, very close group of associates, not even really enough on a hand, but where you all have mutual respect. And if someone treats you other than how you feel you should be treated, that lets you know right there. Rather than for it to really get to you, you understand this person, you really don't want them in your inner circle. And so a good friend of mine was speaking to me, a doctor, and she had said to me, she said, she said, you may not understand, but daughters need their fathers. And I had a situation recently because I have been separated from my daughter for a very long time because I was in a situation where I could not do what I felt that I needed to do. And the circumstances that I made sure that she was placed in, she was able to receive the things that I could not do. But I didn't understand that even though I had one of the best set of circumstances because it was associated with a very close family member of mine, still that time not spent in quality caused maybe like an individual who doesn't know that they're loved, they don't know that there is an equal amount of, at that time I would call it pain of separation, and that particular person, talking about my daughter in this case, that what she, what her feelings were and how she felt about me and how I uh, made manifest some things where I had to go back and look at, and how now we recently were able to reconnect, and that was huge, right? So this is one of the things I want to do because I really believe, I mean, in addition with everything else with the real estate and whatnot, one of the things I want to do is I want to create a dynamic. I don't really yet know how I'm going to do it, but I got an idea, especially like dealing like with technology, because now if you wanted to talk to 1,000 people, and if what you said was relevant once it reaches that number, the way you could do that would be a Zoom conference talking to 1,000 people. That's if what you said resonates or resonated with those 1,000 people. And I personally believe not just with the situation with like the slave situation and the buck breaking and all the rest of this stuff that they got going on right now, throwing these names and that names, but I truly believe that the 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 damage that was done to a group of people for hundreds and hundreds of years has never been addressed. And I'm not talking about reparations. I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about people realizing and understanding that there's more. And now we're living in that era of time where we can't blame the man. You know what I'm saying? We can't say the man is doing this and doing that. The only thing that we can do is recognize that the next level is what we do for ourselves. So I really got in mind what I want to do. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do it because I'm learning some technology that is like it's like so powerful. And see, a lot of times too, right? Another thing I'm noticing too is that like when you deal with family members, they want to see you a certain kind of way. They don't want to see that you're changing from within. I mean, you still look the same. I mean, you still, look external, but internal, there's something else happening. So people really don't believe until you do things where you're manifesting material things. You know what I'm saying? And even if it's not material things, love can be used as a weapon. You know what I mean? Like you can care about somebody so much in terms of maybe time that you couldn't spend with them, and they can just manipulate your feelings any way that they want to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that 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 like in my case that I've always done everything right. I've always made sure how it's a certain way that I'm trying to say. In other words, I've not always been right, but I do know that the majority of times my intent has been correct. See, because the kind of guys I grew around with, right? Not so much grew around with, but later, like when I had to deal with my incarceration, I was dealing with straight killers. I was dealing with individuals that carried pistols and so forth and so on, and because they had seen men in fear through the end of that barrel, they knew, especially if you was incarcerated, that the next level is stabbing somebody. But see, I always had the luck that if I stab somebody, I end up killing them. So that don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? I know a little bit different now, and how I would do whatever it is I got to do. Maybe not even have to deal with that at all, not even being in that environment. But like I know now how to like I don't even want to think about it, because I'm saying like when you do your thing right, it's not even a question. It's not even like, I'm gonna start praying. I'm gonna start asking somebody. I'm gonna call home. It ain't got nothing to do with that, or wherever that you might be at. All these things I learned the hard way. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm offering today is I truly believe that, and this is what I really liked about the video about why mothers hate their sons. You see, we live in a world where we're surrounded by Mother Nature. And females are generally more mature than males. So they tend to know things quicker and faster and intuit. Whereas, and generally, because being female too, generally the female is closer to the mother. If it's a male and you look like your father, you're gonna have a problem. Especially if your mother really doesn't understand, or she just, went to that level where she, where it's not even whether she cared or not. She just psychologically like, it is whatever it is. So what I had learned was there was a book, and I can't remember it right now. Maybe the author, maybe more. I haven't looked at it recently. But what it was talking about is, and this is why the rites of passage was so important for boys. A boy has to be taught how to be a man, for a fact. Here's why. If a boy gets bullied and feels a certain way about himself because you really don't really know who he is, he feel he gotta try to gain respect or whatever. You put a gun in his hand or a gun is close, he will kill you. Make no mistake. That's a fact. Problem is then well, a lot of times what will happen is that he gets so much time that he's dead too. So he's done, basically. Whereas a girl, she can cry. You know, she can, you know what I mean? Like, she ain't got to really prove nothing. So for us, I'm talking about black males or African American males or another higher level speech is Moorish males. Um, there has been a lot lost by not knowing how to conduct ourselves as men. You see? And it's very important to realize that we can no longer blame someone else for what we're supposed to be doing. So my father did the best that he could when he was alive, and I thank him so very much, especially for his sacrifices. But part of my demonstration came like this. I'm being a father to the son within. In other words, like, I'm raising me late in life in terms of, like, you know, what I got to do, you know, how I got to, you know, just what kind of time I got to be on, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't really understand that being in your family's presence doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, the love is really going to be there. They really respect you for who you are. You know, it's some foolishness. It comes from directions that you don't even know how to defend. You know, it's not even about that. You know what I'm saying? The main thing I learned about being in Tucson, Arizona, though I came here to go to Phoenix, is that it definitely has taught me that as long as I remain in prayer, and I'm definitely going to do that, is there's no place that I can't get it done now. And I'm not going to, the way that my circumstances are right now, right, it's not even really a true representation. You know what I'm saying? And even though I hope that someone may get some of these videos and maybe see something in it that they can get out of it, my whole thing is, even if I'm never known, I'm on that path now that I can just do what I'm supposed to be doing. But my nature is like teaching, so like I got a pretty good idea what I'm gonna be doing relative to real estate and the whole nine. Plus, I got this full service broker I'm dealing with right now, right? And he's the first individual that I've technically met where he does what's called option trading, right? And he getting paid, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, he working with me, and he told me straight up. He said, I don't need nothing. He said, I would like to be compensated for my services on the back end, but you go ahead and do you. I'm on it. For real. And somebody gonna come up. To see, all I know is this. I just asked the good Lord to protect me. That means like as a rule, I can go into any neighborhood and know how to conduct myself. You know what I'm saying? I know when to talk, not when to talk. I know what to see. I know when to move out. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's wherever. You know, whether it's the boroughs, New York, whether it's Chicago, LA, wherever. And I'm going to be proving it in a minute just on general principle. Never been to Compton, just like to ride through. Make sure I wear all white. That way I ain't wearing nobody's colors, you know. Yo, boy, what you got on blue? It probably may not bother me, but I ain't taking no chance. Boy, you got a red hat. What's up? No. Yeah. But I'm definitely going to give some more readings in reference to the book. And the book is working. And very, very excited. And I will be back in touch. And I'll be on tomorrow. Okay? I want y'all to have a great and pleasant day like me, and I hope that somebody got something out of this, because look, I remember one time I used to have to hang out with this older dude, right? When I was in the feds. So he used to rob banks and armor cars for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and send it to Chicago. I don't care what anybody say. I read the dude's documents. I read his indictments, the whole nine. I don't care what the books say, right? So anyway, I remember I used to hang out with him because he said he was teaching me divine wisdom. But I didn't see he was a loner. And sometimes I'd have to talk to him for nearly an hour just for 38 seconds to be like, damn, it was worth it. That's what these videos is like. Tomorrow.